I like this drum set. This is called the Jazz Fusion drum set, and I like it. I was using this yesterday during a pretty much a 6 hour writing session with one of the projects I'm involved in. We're getting ready to go and record 4 more songs for the album, and then the final 3 will take place sometime in April. More details as I'm allowed to express them will come in the future on subsequent shows, but welcome to the cast. Um, really great day yesterday. A Sunday filled with making music, a Sunday filled with hanging out with people in my life who have become my family. Um, over a bunch of years working with them, they have absolutely become my family. And I can think of no better way to spend a Sunday than to hang out with family making music. There's just nothing better. One of the other things that's super cool is in my studio here in the northeast of the United States, here at MarkZDrums Studios, um, more pieces are falling into place. A small PA has been added for vocals during writing sessions. We have 2 guitar amps, a bass amp, and of course, this beautiful drum set. And we can put everything together in such a way where we have good sounding vocals, good sounding guitar, bass, whatever we need so far. I don't have a keyboard set up though. That might be the next thing that has to happen, but it's just big enough. This is not a big studio, in case you were wondering. It's just big enough to house a few people and a photographer or a videographer or a documentary filmmaker, which is what we've had in here the last few writing sessions, because there is a documentary being filmed about the project that I'm involved with right now, which is super fun. But I couldn't feel more blessed to be working with the musicians that I'm working with right now in this project and in other projects. So grateful to have the facility here in the studio here to be able to invite people down for the weekend, just jam on music, hang out, eat good food, have some drinks, whatever it is, and just chill. Beautiful outdoor space. Yesterday was a perfect 61 degrees here, nothing but sunshine. It was really a spectacular day. We had extra puppies in the house. We still do have extra puppies in the house, which is always a good thing. And just really a great day all around. So I'm blessed to be able to do what I'm doing. Today, we are talking about this. Let me know if you know what this is. Hang on, let's switch. Let me know if you know what this is. Okay. You can see what it says right there. Single stroke 4. Okay, it is one of the 40 standard 40 international standard drum rudiments put out by Percussive Arts Society. So what we have here is 2 beats of this rudiment. Each beat containing a 16th note triplet on the downbeat and an eighth note on the upbeat. So if you're familiar with 16th note triplets, if you're not, you can go ahead back to my channel and go find the video where I talk about triplets, eighth note triplets, 16th note triplets, quarter note triplets, and how they work. So basically what's going on here is we have 3/16th notes and an eighth note, which does not add up to 1 beat. Okay, it adds up to a beat and a quarter. But because they're triplets, we're taking that extra 16th note, inserting it between the first 2/16th notes of the beat, between the 1 and the E, and we are adding a third. But the reason why it can still add up to 1 beat is because a triplet is that first triplet is taking place in the first half of the beat. So what we're doing is we're playing one triplet and. So in the first half of the beat, we're fitting 3 notes where we normally would have 2/16 notes. We're fitting 3. So it works out. In a triplet can fit in half of a beat. One triplet and, two triplet and, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba. Right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. But not only are we going to talk about the single stroke 4 and what a cool rudiment it is, but we're going to talk about one of the coolest ways we can use it on the drum set in a fill. All right. So again, let's really just kind of quickly talk about this. Okay. This is the way. Ba 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 ba. One triplet and, two triplet and, three triplet and, four triplet and. So this is a variation on 1 2 3 4 where we have 2/16 notes, the 1 in the E, and then the 8th note in the and position. The 8th note will take up the second half of the beat, so we will not be playing any notes after that and within that beat. So we're going to stop short at the and, but we're going to play 2/16 notes in the beginning, 1 and, 2 and. And with the single stroke 4, we're putting a third 16th note in that group of 2 in the beginning. So we have 1 triplet and, 2 triplet and, 3 triplet and, 4 triplet and. Now, because of the lighting, I was going to use this camera angle, my GoPro, to show you the studio. I mean, I could still try, but the lights are going to make it difficult. So here we go. And all the cables that I'm hooked up to. I feel like I'm in the hospital right now. But yeah, you can see down there on the left, we have a guitar amp. Over there in the corner, bottom left next to the monitor, is the bass amp. There is one of the small PA speakers that we have over there. And then behind that brown chair is the PA head. And on the floor behind the chair is the second PA speaker. We also have another really mini micro Marshall amp down there. And you'd be surprised. These amps put out a pretty good amount of volume for a room this size. And we were jamming pretty good last night. And we heard vocals. Our vocalist did not have to strain over the guitar amps or the drums. And I actually put the TD50KV2 through the bass head and just adjusted the EQ, so it sounds pretty good. And that's basically like one of the, let's say, the Roland drum amplifiers that you would get for a drum kit like this. Just one speaker because it's a mono signal. We don't need 2 speakers. And then this way, you can listen to your electronic drums without headphones, and it's pretty cool. So that setup worked really well yesterday. But anyway, getting back to the single stroke 4, ba 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 ba. And then we would do left side because it does not alternate lead hands. So you'd start with your left, do a bunch of them, do a couple of minutes worth of right-handed, and then a couple of minutes worth of left-handed. I would always do more left-handed reps because the left hand really does not get the same amount of work that the right hand gets on a daily basis. So I like to try, when I'm doing my rudiment workouts, I like to try to give more work to my left hand so that I can increase the speed, strength, power, control of my left hand to hopefully bring it closer to where my right hand is so I can do more stuff with my left hand and I have more options around the drum set. So that's what we're doing here by alternating, starting with the right hand. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the drum set, and because I like this jazz fusion sound, we were doing some like 70s rock, reggae, psychedelic, nonsensical stuff yesterday, and it was really fun and really cool. And this is the sound that I went with for the writing sessions. I'm not sure. Well, we're going to do live drums actually for the recording of the songs, but this had a nice poppy snare that I wanted to have, and but we can do that when we go ahead and get drum sounds for the next session. So here is how we're going to work this into a fill. We're going to take the same pattern, one triplet and two triplet and what I'm going to do is the eighth note at the end is going to be my bass drum. Okay, I really like that bass drum sound. Let me just turn off. Well, I'm going to keep my mic on. I like that bass drum sound. So the eighth note at the end, the and is going to be my bass drum, and the single stroke for triplet, the 16th note triplet in the downbeat is going to be snare tom tom. Right. So the first triplet, one triplet and is here. The and is on the bass drum. So it goes like this. Also known as dropping the bomb, because we're going from a higher tone to a lower tone to a lower tone. Finally, the bomb is the bass drum. So we are dropping that bass drum. Boom. Okay. You may have heard this in a lot of different music. It's very prevalent in jazz. A lot of jazz players use that as a fill, and it's really, really cool because jazz is based around that triplet feel. So to do that 16th note triplet in the first half of the beat and then doing the upbeat on the bass drum is a pretty cool, right? So timing is everything with this fill because you need to make sure that all these notes are evenly spaced, just like you would play it on the snare drum. Okay, so you need to make sure that that's evenly spaced and the rhythm is intact, right? So when we're doing this, we need to start out slow, and we need to just take it easy at first until we really get a very even sounding drum fill. Even if you have to go slower, go slower. Remembering that the bass drum is coming on the and of whatever beat you're playing. So we have to wait a half a beat to do it again if we're to make it even in the measure. Right? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and making sure that bass drum comes in on the end. What really gets fun is when we start to be able to speed it up. Okay. When we're able to speed it up and it sounds even, it sounds real good. And I like that fill. John Bonham loved that kind of thing. He did a lot of this stuff with his single bass drum and using the toms in that way to make a 4-note figure happen with that ba-da-da-dum kind of feel. But he also did the triplets, the rock triplets, right? All right, so still we're working with triplets, but this is the dropping the bomb fill. You're going to hear this in Separate Ways by Journey. Steve Smith uses this a lot in that little drum break in the song, you know. Like that. Someday love will find you, right? So that's a big part of that song. There's a bunch of songs. There's that Queens of the Stone Age song where the guitar's going and then Grohl does this long intro drum part, and that's also part of it, right? Something like that. I don't know that part too well, but listen for that kind of also, you may hear that in, I want to say For Whom the Bell Tolls, but it's not kind of like even like we're talking about, because nothing that Lars plays is really all that even. Not to bag on the guy, he's a billionaire. Congratulations. He deserves every penny. But anytime I could stick one in there for, no, I didn't want to say it like that. Anytime I could just give him a jab, I'll do it. Okay. So that's it, right? That's it. Work on that single stroke four with your hands, work on it with your drums, and then add some different ideas, some different placement, right? I think I had the overhead on before, so you can see exactly what's going on with this. And then from there, if you have a double bass kit, we can start to work on a similar idea, but we're going to be doing which is a totally different figure, but made me think of that when we were doing the single stroke four down to the bass drum. So that's it. Have a great day. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, YouTube. Thanks for watching.